And we're back. This time we've got literally every card from United and Stormwind being reviewed. Taco and I have agreed to make this kind of a bullet round style of review where we spend roughly like 10 seconds on each card and move on. Um, how how excited are you to do a bullet round though, is the question.
I'm pretty excited. Some of these cards are pretty fun.
I also want to keep some of these cards short because it's an excuse to not edit. Um, Maybe it'll keep the viewers engaged enough. But doing this bullet round, we're going to be doing star ratings. Oh, and these are the star ratings that we've agreed on. These are the star ratings from Trump, basically. So tier 5 stars would be this card is going to be in a tier 1 deck, or it's going to be in multiple tier 2 decks. Generally, generally something we give 5 stars is going to be in a tier 1 deck. Only really neutrals have a chance to qualify on the second criteria. And 4 stars is just tier 2 or multiple tier 3s. 3 stars is just a tier 3 deck. 2 stars and 1 star. I have it separated here away from these other stars because they're kind of the same thing. If we give something 2 stars versus if we give something 1 star is actually roughly the same. We just think this card isn't really that great. But it may, like, if we give something 2 stars, maybe it's in a tier 4 deck, or maybe it makes a deck show up in the stats, like maybe people will play it enough. 1 star is just like, it's either pack filler, or we think it's just going to see no, like, very low competitive play. Something that's just not really exciting, looks like pack filler, but people just think maybe, is going to be a 2 star card.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll start with Demon Hunter. Okay. I'm going to read the card, and then we're going to just star rating, your comments, and then we're going to move on. How's that
Great.
sound? Okay.
Yep, sounds good.
I'm also not going to read the full quest line. I'm just going to scroll over this and let people read. So Demon Hunter, Final Showdown, 1 mana quest line, draw 4 cards in 1 turn, reward, reduce the cost of the cards drawn by 1. There's your reward. Battle cry for the rest of the game. Cards you draw cost 2 less. I have this as 1 star. It will see no very low play.
Yeah, it's an exciting card. I think it's also a 1-star card. Doesn't seem like it's doing anything.
Yep. Metamorphin, 1 mana 1/2 Murloc, taunt, battlecry if you cast a fell spell this turn, gain +2/+2. I also don't think this fell thing is going to happen for Demon Hunter. I think it's also a 1 star.
I agree.
1 mana Sigil of Alacrity, 1 mana shadow spell. At the start of your next turn, draw a card and reduce its cost by 1. I think this delayed draw stuff isn't fast enough for Demon Hunter, which has a bunch of draw effects. I think this is 1 star.
Yeah, this lives and dies with the quest. Probably not good.
Yeah, this reduction also isn't really relevant, I think. Skull of Gul'dan just does it better.
Yeah, but delaying it, the delay effect is kind of cool with the quest because it stacks them
Yeah,
for
for the
1
quest
turn.
it's good.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. The reduce doesn't do anything.
Fell Barrage, 2 mana Fell spell. Deal 2 damage to the lowest health enemy twice. I think this card is actually really strong, so I gave it a 2-star rating instead. I just think it's cool.
Yeah, it might. Yeah, it might show up somewhere. It's a 2-1. I could go either way.
Yeah, you pick whatever.
Yeah.
Chaos Leech, 3 mana Fell spell. Life Steal, deal 3 damage to a minion. Outcast, deal 5 instead. I think this is just an overpriced I-Beam, and I don't think a Demon Hunter deck currently wants to run 4 copies of I-Beam, so this is 1 star.
Yeah, and the heal is relevant. Not being able to heal is it's a 1-star card.
I mean, it has Life Steal on
Oh, it has life steal.
without
Okay. Well, yeah,
Outcast.
it's still a 1-star card.
I mean, yes,
costs
it's
3.
still overpriced I-Beam.
Yeah, it's still overpriced.
Lion's Frenzy, 3 mana 0/2 Demon Hunter weapon, and it has attack equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn. So at base, it's a 3 mana 1/2 weapon because you draw a card every turn. I think this weapon is just so bad. You don't really draw enough cards to make this work to be a high level to be a high attack weapon. So this I have as 1 star.
Yeah, this is a 1-star card, and it's a very weird weapon.
It should be just worse than Dreadlord's Bite, and at base generally most of the time.
Yeah, it is definitely worse.
Fellgorger, 4 mana 4/3 demon for Demon Hunter. Battlecry, draw a Fell spell, reduce its cost by 2. I have this as 2 stars just because I recognize its powerful, like its power potential, but it doesn't see any play currently.
Yeah, I can go down to a 1, but 2, it's basically same thing. Not a strong card.
Yeah, I just couldn't fit it in a deck, but I think it's really cool. It's a good card.
Yep.
Persistent Peddler, 4 mana, 4/3 tradable. Death Rattle, summon a Persistent Peddler from your deck. This slots directly into Death Rattle Demon Hunter. Really good card. It replaces Fishy Flyer almost guaranteed. If it doesn't replace Fishy Flyer, it replaces something else for sure. Therefore, I have it as a 4-star because I think Death Rattle Demon Hunter will end up tier 2.
Yeah. It's a 4-star card. It basically means Death Rattle Demon Hunter is a 39 card or 29 card deck. Very strong.
Yeah, Piloted Shredder gets run in the wild version. This is roughly a Piloted Shredder. Could be better most of the time.
Yep.
Irebound Brute, 7 mana, 6/7 demon. Taunt costs 1 less for each card drawn this turn, so at the very least, it's a 6 mana, 6/7 taunt. I don't think that's good enough for Demon Hunter. I don't think Demon Hunter really cares about this effect either. Probably doesn't draw cards to make this more cheaper. So I have a 1-star.
Yeah, it's a 1-star card.
No Demon Hunter deck
Ogre
can
with
really.
taunt. Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, it just said it's Boulder Fist Ogre with taunt at its base because you always draw a card on your turn, but that's kind of bad.
The Demon Hunter Legendary, Jace Darkweaver, 8 mana, 7/5 Battlecry, cast all fel spells you've played this game. This card is actually really, really strong. I couldn't put it in 1-star just because I realize how strong this card is. It's just we don't have the fel spells currently to make this work, so I have it as 2 stars.
I agree. Yeah, this is probably it's not strong enough to be a deck.
Yeah, it is a big bomb. I'm willing. This card could actually jump up a few more stars just based on what deck might try to fit it, but we couldn't really build anything comfortable for Jace, so it's just 2 stars for us.
Yeah, it's definitely a strong finisher, but I think the mid-range DH that we built still has some of the same problems that mid-range DH has right now. This doesn't solve any of them. All right, now we have Druid cards. We're going to start with Lost in the Park, which is a quest line. You gain 4 attack with your hero, reward gain 5 armor. Eventually complete everything to get Guff to Tough, which is a 5 mana 8/8 with taunt. Battle Cry, give your hero +8 attack this turn, gain 8 armor. This is a 1-star card. There's just not enough support to make this work, but it's very strong regardless.
Yeah, card's really good. I actually want this to see play in the future. It has a really solid win condition built into it, just not enough support. 1-star.
Now we have Sow to Soil. It's a choose 1 card, give your minions +1 attack, or summon a 2/2 Treant. This is a 2-star card. Yeah, I can see some applications of this in maybe some token-based deck, but probably not strong enough.
Yeah, I've got this as a 2-star card as well. It's like maybe Token Druid, which has now died after the dribbling nerf. It's gonna be 2 stars. I don't see anything more for it.
Next one, we have Vibrant Squirrel, a 1 mana 2/1 beast. Death Rattle shuffles 4 acorns into your deck when drawn. Summon a 2/1 squirrel. This is a 1-star card. Also, same problem with Druid. There's just no deck here that this works with.
Yeah, there's no deck here. It could have been a dribbling replacement, I guess, but I don't think it's no, thank you.
All right, I'm going to Composting. It's a 2 mana spell, nature spell. Give your minions Death Rattle, draw a card. This is a 2. Yeah, it could be a 2-star card. There might be some token deck that will use it. It's a little bit stronger than the other ones, but ultimately still not viable.
Yeah, I like this card, but I agree. 2 stars.
All right. We have Wicker Claw, a 2 mana 1/4 beast. When your hero gains attack, this minion gains +2 attack. This is a 1-star card. Really weird that this gains attack and not your hero gains attack, because that would help with the quest. This doesn't really seem to do anything.
Yeah, I agree. It's just not what that quest is looking for. 1-star.
All right. Now we have 3 mana 2/4 Oracle of Elune. After you play a minion that costs 2 or less, summon a copy of it. This is the Druid problem we're going to see throughout a lot of cards. This doesn't fit into anything.
Yeah, it doesn't fit into anything. It's a strong card. I think there's potential in the future, but currently I don't see anything. We couldn't build a deck with this either. The deck we built with it just ended up looking horrible. We wanted to give up on it, so 1-star.
Now we have Kodo Mount. It is a spell. Give a minion +4/+2 in rush. When it dies, summon a Kodo. This is also a 1-star card. Also very strong. Maybe something in the future, but at the moment we couldn't build a deck with this.
Yeah, this is a 4 mana spell, by the way. You missed that, I think. Yeah, it's not that great right now. I don't think this goes into the Token Druid either, so yeah, 1-star.
All right, we have Park Panther. It is a 4 mana 4/4 beast with rush. Whenever this attacks, give your hero +3 attack this turn. This works with the quest, but quest probably doesn't do anything. This is a 1-star card.
Yeah, it could also kind of work with GA, Guardian Animals, but I think the other Guardian Animals are better. The other beasts are better for Guardian Animals, so yeah, this is a 1-star. I could give it a 2-star maybe just for that, but I don't. I really think it's very clear that this is the worst beast.
All right, now we have Best in Shell, which is a spell, tradable. Summon two 7 turtles with taunt. The turtles, I believe, are beast tags
They
or
are.
beasts. They are okay, cool. They're 4 mana, 2/7 taunts that are beasts. This is a good card. This probably slots into multiple tier 1 or tier 2 Druid decks, including the existing ramp Big Druid with guardian animals. Pretty strong, very good defensive tool. Kind of what they're looking for.
Yeah, 6 mana card by the way. 6 mana spell. This is like Spreading Plague. It's not quite like Spreading Plague, but it reminds me of Spreading Plague. It's an amazing card. This is so good for defensive druids. We do have it as, I believe you said 4 stars, and I would agree with that.
Yep, 4
Yes,
stars.
it's a great card.
Now we have Sheldress Moontree, an 8 mana 5/5 battle cry. The next 3 spells you draw are cast when drawn. This is a definition of a meme card. I don't know what the purpose of or what deck is trying to achieve here, but this is a 1-star card.
This effect looks strong. I think I'm not even sure. Um, it's just an effect we've never seen before. It looks strong, but I have no deck for it either. So, and this competes with Guardian Animals for 8 mana. Guardian Animals is more impactful in the instant you play it. So yeah, this is a 1-star card, just not Guardian Animals. On Hunter, we've got a Devouring Swarm, a 0 mana Hunter spell. Choose an enemy minion, your minions attack it, then return any that die to your hand. So, but this card is actually really strong. It does remind me of Raised Dead, but doesn't have a deck right now because the only deck for Hunter is Face Hunter. So this one is 2 stars.
Yeah, it's 2 stars. It's an interesting value card. Could be the base of some control hunter, but probably not viable.
Gives your minions kind of a fake rush, so I dig that.
Mm-hmm.
Defend the Dwarven District. This is the Hunter questline. Questline deal damage with 2 spells. Reward your hero power can target minions. Ultimately, you get Tavish, Battlecry for the rest of the game. Spells you cast refresh your hero power. Basically turns you into Raza Hunter. This is like pretty hard to build in a way that doesn't make me want to vomit, to be honest. It really just reminds me of a worse Face Hunter at all times in its current state. So ultimately, I had to give it a 2-star.
Yeah, this is one of the problems with this deck is that you just run out of cards. You can see it in Dice's stream. Didn't seem to perform very well. I can agree, this is a 2-star card.
I think this is a cool idea though, but just
Yep.
worse than Face Hunter in all facets. 2 mana 0/3 Hunter weapon, leatherworking kit. After 3 friendly beasts die, draw a beast and give it +1/+1 and lose 1 durability. So I'm semi sold on this token hunter, but it ultimately ends up looking horrible. So at the very least, I'm gonna give leatherworking kit 2 stars instead of 1.
Yeah, this is 2 stars. What did you have it at?
2 stars, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I can agree with that.
I move this
This
one.
is it's card draw. It's pretty interesting, but
It's
no
card
deck
draw,
around
yeah.
it.
3 mana Hunter spell, aimed shot, deal 3 damage. Your next hero power deals 2 more damage. This is a clear 5-star card. In actuality, this is a clear 4-star card. We think Face Hunter is going to be tier 2. I think that it's just too good for Hunter to not give it 5 stars. It's actually just exactly what Face Hunter needed. So I give it the honorary bump to 5 stars because Face Hunter was like had this 28 or 26 card list nailed down, and they were just floating these last slots, not sure what to do. And aim shot is exactly what they need.
Yeah, the last cards tend to be either Arcane Shot or Wriggling Horror. And now you can just play Aim Shot, which is significantly better than those two.
Lots of reasons to play aim shot.
Whichever package you choose. Yep.
Ramming Mount, give an immune 3 mana spell for Hunter. Ramming Mount, give a minion +2/+2 and immune while attacking. When it dies, summon a ram. This is exactly what Hunter doesn't need. It doesn't need reasons to trade, so this is a 1-star card.
Yeah, this is a 1-star card.
Stormwind Piper, 3 mana 1/6 demon for Hunter. After this minion attacks, give your beasts +1/+1. This thing doesn't have rush. It's going to be really hard to proc this. I actually give it 1 star for that, even though it's a part of this token hunter.
Yeah, this is it's a really weird card. It's a demon. Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't have rush. Don't know what it's doing.
Yeah, lots of reasons why it's a little confusing and hard to put in the deck. Rodent Nest, 4 mana 2/2 for Hunter, not a beast. That's really important. Death Rattle, summon 5 1/1 rats.
And the rats are beasts.
And the rats are beasts, yeah. This is a 1-star card. This is just understated. I don't know what we need some Death Rattle synergy with this before I can call it anything better than that.
Yeah, I agree. This doesn't seem to do anything.
5 mana, 4/5 tradable beast. Death Rattles
Mhm.
summon 2 1/1 spiders with poisonous and rush. This is imported tarantula. This is not something that Hunter needs right now. It doesn't have taunt. It doesn't have rush. It's really hard to proc. Death Rattle synergies don't exist. I gotta give this a 1-star.
Yeah, this is 1 star. Very confusing.
My bad. I meant to say good Death Rattle synergies don't exist. So this is a 1-star. Let me just clarify that.
Mhm.
The Rat King 5 mana 5/5 beast rush. Death Rattle, go dormant, and revive after 5 friendly minions die. I think this card is super cool, and I just wanted to give it 2 stars just because it's super cool. That's about it. It's bad.
Sure. I mean, could be a lot of fun. Maybe you play a deck where you copy this and you just have Rat Kings reviving themselves, but doesn't seem like this is very strong.
Mhm. Rats of extraordinary size, 6 mana hunter spell. Summon 7 1/1 rats, and any that cannot fit onto the board go to your hand with +4/+4. So you like start drawing plus 5/5 rats for 1 mana. This card is not what Hunter needs right now. Again, Token Hunter does not work well, and this is one of the cards that I'm not sold on. So this is a 1-star.
Yeah, this is a 1 star card.
Mhm.
All right, we're going to do Mage now. Starting with Hot Streak, which is a 0 mana fire spell. Your next fire spell this turn costs 2 less. This is a 1. This fire theme is not totally weak, but this might not make the final cut.
Yeah, I don't buy a full fire theme, but this is a strong card for the future. Cheating mana is like this is really good, especially for Mage, which can generate and draw cards. Strong card, just not right now. I have it as 1.
Right. First Flame. This is a 1 mana fire spell. Deal 2 damage to a minion, and you add a second flame to your hand. The second flame is also a fire spell that's 1 mana, and it deals 2 damage to a minion. So it's basically a twin spell. This is a 3. This probably fits into multiple mage, spell mage archetypes. Very efficient removal for what it costs.
Yeah, it's just an efficient card, just in general, just solid. I see it in every mage that can. I see it in every mage, but there's only one mage right now, and that's Spell Mage, and we have that as tier 3. So yeah, 3 stars.
All right, now we have the Mage quest line. It's a 1 mana, as all quest lines are. Cast a Fire, Frost, and Arcane spell. You draw a spell. Eventually, you get Arcanist Dawn Grasp,
Mhm.
which is a 5 mana 7/7 battle cry. For the rest of the game, you have spell damage +3. So I think that while Spell Mage as is might be like what it is, this might make it. This is a very lateral move for Spell Mage. I don't think it makes the deck better, but it's very playable. So for that reason, since Spell Mage is a tier 3 deck, I will say this is a 3.
Yeah, I have a disagreement here, just for myself. I don't think that losing a card in your mulligan is very good for Spell Mage, because they're really looking for Arcane... Incanter's Flow, my bad. Incanter's Flow. And so just by the sheer fact that this causes you to lose a card in your mulligan, like every single game, I think this is not going to see play. I'll give it 2 stars though, because I do believe that people will try it, but they'll quickly cut it, I think.
Right. Celestial Inkset is a 2 mana weapon, 0/2 weapon. After you spend 5 mana on spells, reduce the cost of spells in your hand by 5, and it loses 1 durability. This is a 1 star card.
I think you misspoke there. Just one word. Reduce the cost of a spell in your hand by 5.
Of a
Only
spell,
one
yeah.
spell, yeah. So that just makes it really hard to work. Like you have to play small spells and also have big spells in your deck that you want to reduce. Yeah, 1 star. I don't think this should ever see play.
Now we have Ignite, which is a 2 mana fire spell. Deal 2 damage, shuffle and Ignite into your deck. That deals 1 more damage. There might be some Fire Ignite archetype that this fits into. I think as is, this probably fits already into Spell Mage. It's a 3-star card.
Yeah,
Since Spell Mage is
it's cheap burn damage. It does take a while to grow, but there's a lot of draw in Spell Mage, so I could see this being okay. It's going to really rapidly become a Frostbolt and really rapidly then become a Fireball. I think it's good enough to see at 1 copy in Spell Mage, therefore 3 stars. I'm not sure if there's a dedicated Ignite deck out there. We couldn't really build one that looked really good, so we have yet to see that. But at the very least, I believe Spell Mage does play this.
All right. Now we have Prester's Pyromancer, which is a 2 mana 2/3. Battlecry, your next fire spell has spell damage +2. This is a 1-star card. Don't think it fits into the fire spell or fire damage deck that you want to build.
So yeah, I have this at 1 star as well originally, and Taco and I actually shared the same tier list, so this is a surprise to him. But like just about 2 seconds ago, I decided that I should bump this up to 2 stars, just based on the fact that I think it's going to be tried out with Ignite, and this does scale your Ignite a little faster. Whatever spell damage you grant to your Ignite actually is permanent on it if you play Ignite with that spell damage. So if you play this and then Ignite, it'll actually instantly ramp up to 5 damage and then shuffled into your deck. So it's a thing, just it really doesn't matter between 2 and 1 star. Taco and I still agree. I just think it might be cooler.
Okay. All right, now we have Fire Sale.
Sorry
It's
about
a
that.
4 mana fire spell that's tradable, and it deals 3 damage to all minions. So it's like a mini Flame Strike. This is going to slot into a lot of Mage archetypes. Say 3-star card.
Yeah, 3-star card. This is a mini Flame Strike, just like you said, a card that they were interested in playing a little. But really, I think it's just a better version of Combust and a better version of Shooting Star. So yeah, solid card. We'll go into Spell Mage.
All right, now we have Sanctum Chandler, which is a 5 mana 4/5 elemental. After you cast a fire spell, draw a spell. I think there's going to be an Ignite Mage that plays this, so I have this as 3 stars, which implies that it's going to be about the same power level as Spell Mage or Quest Spell Mage, which isn't good, but it's decent. You can cycle all your Ignites, and maybe just kill your opponent. It's an okay card.
Yeah, so I actually had this at 1 star, and I was going to argue Taco about that down a little bit, but I'm going to bring it up to 2 stars because I moved Prestor's Pyromancer up to 2 stars. It'll be in that Ignite Mage that people try out, and it will be a card that is pretty good there. So yeah, 2 stars. I actually should also bring Hot Streak up to 2 stars just for the exact same reason, just to be consistent. Doesn't really matter. This deck probably will not be good.
Right now we have Clumsy Courier, Battle Cry. It's a 7 mana 4/4. Battle Cry casts the highest cost spell from your hand. This is a 1-star card. We've seen this effect before, but that was in a meta where Puzzle Box exists. I don't know what we're cheating with this right now.
Yeah, it's a 7 mana 4/5. I think you called it a 4/4, but yeah, this
4/4?
effect
Okay.
is
4/5.
this effect doesn't do anything in the current meta. It just does. There's no big spell to cheat out that isn't like 8 mana. So really, you're just cheating an 8 mana spell out by 1 turn earlier, and really that doesn't warrant a slot in a deck. So, yep, 1 star.
All right, and finally we have Grand Magus Antonitis, which is an 8 mana 6/6 battle cry. If you've cast a fire spell on each of your last 3 turns, cast 3 fireballs at random enemies. It's a pretty cool card, but it doesn't really seem to belong in anywhere. This is a 1-star card.
Yeah, really explosive effect. Actually, looks really sweet because it's a lot of burn damage. But same thing with the other fire spells. I mean, with the other fire support, I will give this a 2-star rating just as a group. But yeah, could be a 1 star. Doesn't really matter. On to Paladin. We've got Blessed Goods, a 1 mana holy spell. Discover a secret weapon or divine shield minion, so one of those 3. This will go straight into the quest Paladin, which I have at tier 2. I do believe in this quest Paladin. It does give you a Jiraxxus hero power really early on. So because it's tier 2, 4 stars for Blessed Goods.
4 stars. If you play this, you probably want to get a secret, and that just completes 2 ticks on that quest. Very efficient for doing that.
Yeah, it could get you a secret or get you a divine shield minion to continue the gas. Very, very good for this quest. Prismatic Jewel Kit, a 1 mana 0/3 weapon for Paladin. After a friendly minion loses Divine Shield, give minions in your hand +1/+1. A very strong hand buff effect. Could be relevant in the future. I don't think we were able to build a deck that incorporated it right now. That was a solid 30 cards, so I have to end up giving it a 2-star rating.
Yeah, 2 stars. I don't think there's enough divine shield stuff at the moment, but hand buff is pretty strong.
Here's the Paladin quest line. Rise to the occasion. 1 mana spell. 1 mana quest line. Quest line, play 3 different 1-cost cards and reward equip a 1/4 Light's Justice. Ultimately, you get Lightborn Cariel, which for the rest of the game, Battlecry, which is 5 mana 7/7. With Battlecry for the rest of the game, your Silverhand recruits have +2/+2. The rewards in the middle turn your hero power into Odd Paladin's hero power, where you summon 2 Silverhand recruits instead of just 1. So you start summoning 2 3/3s every turn. Therefore, you summon a 6/6 every turn. And so I think that is actually a strong enough incentive to play this quest and complete it. And so I think this is a tier 2 deck. caused by this card, and therefore 4 stars for Rise to the Occasion.
Yeah, 4 stars. All the quest rewards are pretty solid. Getting a Light's Justice is pretty strong. For free, and the Become an Odd Paladin, when you do get to Pave the Way, the second line is pretty fine too. It seems like a tier 2 deck. 4 stars.
All right, City Tax. We got a 2-mana tradable card. Lifesteal, tradable spell. Lifesteal, deal 1 damage to all enemy minions. So this card actually really sucks. It's really weak at base, but I have it as a 4-star card, I believe. Hold up. Oh, I have to cut
I
that part.
believe so.
Oh no, I have it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I have it as a 4-star card, based sheerly on the fact that it's probably going to go into Libram Paladin with Barov and Libram of Justice. It will be a 2-card, 1-sided board clear for very low amounts of mana, and we have that in Wild with Flurgle and Toxfin. So I have to say that this is a 4-star card, just because I think Libram Paladin is going to end up tier 2.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is 4 stars. Dealing 1 damage on enemy minions for the reasons that Dara said. It's pretty much going to be a board clear. I didn't realize this card had lifesteal, so now it's like a lot better than I thought it would be because you can burst heal your way, which is pretty annoying as Paladin because they have a ton of healing. This is a anti-aggro. It's probably going to be a tier 2 anti-aggro deck.
Yeah, really heal up the way. Noble Mount is a 2-mana Paladin spell. Give a minion +1/+1 and Divine Shield. When it dies, summon a Noble Horse being a 1-man Divine Shield beast, I would assume. But yeah, this card goes with the hand buff stuff, I think, because the hand buff does have Divine Shield implications. So yeah, I have to give this a 2-star rating.
Yeah, 2 stars. Yeah, same reason.
I will say there's some margin of error here because we could see an aggro Paladin come up again, and maybe it does use this Divine Shield to be annoying and
Well,
land Conviction, but I doubt it.
well, yeah, 2 mana +1/+1 is
Not
not
a good buff.
with Divine Shield is
Yeah.
like fine. It's not amazing. It's worse than a Hand of a Doll.
Yeah,
Even
kind of.
even comparing the death rattle, so I don't know if it goes in aggro. It's just a hand buff thing to me. Hand
Yeah.
buff Divine Shield, whatever Blizzard
Some kind
trying
of
to
buff
push.
in Divine Shield. Alliance Bannerman. This is a 3-mana 2/2 Battlecry. Draw a minion. Give minions in your hand +1/+1. This card is absurd for Paladin. I think it'll go into every single Paladin out there. Libram Paladin will run it. Quest Paladin will run it. Whatever Paladin you're trying to brew up should probably have Alliance Bannerman in it. Any hand buff Paladins. So just because it goes into so many Paladins, and 2 of which we believe are tier 2, this is a 5-star card, actually.
Yeah, there was a 6 mana Paladin card that we gave 5 stars before because we thought it would go in every Paladin card. I forgot the name of that card.
6-mana Paladin card.
6 mana 3/3 weapon.
Oh, Hammer of the Naru.
Hammer of the Naru. The difference here is that this is a 3 mana card, so it's just a lot less risky to say that this is a 5-star card. This is very powerful. It's card draw. It's hand buff. Very little downside to it.
Wait, Hammer of the Naru was a 5-star card for a bit.
Not when it first came out.
Oh, now okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, moving
This
on.
is gonna be good on when it comes out.
Okay, 3-mana 1/4 Catacomb Guard, Lifesteal, and Battlecry. Deal damage equal to this minion's attack to an enemy minion. Clearly, your hand buff support. Actually, a pretty good and decent card. Forces your opponent to 2-for-1 this, at least 3-for-1 this, maybe sometimes. Yeah, still hand buff card, 2 stars.
Yeah, this is pretty cool if you can hand buff it. The burst healing that it does with the removal, pretty strong, but I don't think at the moment that is a deck yet. As for the same reason as the cards earlier.
Lightbringer's Hammer, 3-mana 3/2 weapon for Paladin. Lifesteal, but can't attack heroes. This can't attack heroes section of this card makes it really, really bad. Yeah, I don't know why they needed to nerf this with that text. 1 star.
Yeah, 1 star.
I don't even think the Libram Paladin runs this. I think you might be interested back with Secrets with Sword of the Fallen, or maybe even the Angling Rod. Yeah.
Yeah, Angling Rod is just better.
First Blade of Rin, 4-mana 3/5 Divine Shield. Battlecry, gain rush if this has at least 4 attack. This is hand buff again, 2 stars.
Yeah, 2 stars.
6-mana 5/5 Legendary. High Lord 4-Dragon, Divine Shield. After a minion loses Divine Shield, give a minion your hand +5/+5. This is hand buff again, except I think I have this card even lower. I mean, I have it at 1 star, just because it's 6 mana and it's a little too large. Actually, I have it at 2 stars. It doesn't really matter. I just don't think I don't think this is the card that makes the deck. It's gonna be maybe a card that makes the deck, but it might be a 30th card.
Yeah, I mean, this card by itself, I'm gonna have this. Yeah, also 2 stars. Is that where you had it?
I think we have it as 2 stars. Yeah.
2 stars. Yeah, it's there's some potential here because after friendly minion loses Divine Shield, it counts itself, and it's probably gonna lose Divine Shield. So it's guaranteed to do +5/+5, assuming you have a minion in your hand. That's a lot of hand buff. It could do something, but cards like this tends to not be that good. Okay. Now we have Priest. Starting with Call of the Grave. It's a 1 mana shadow spell. Discover a Death Rattle minion. If you have enough mana to play it, trigger its Death Rattle. This is a This is a 2, I believe, or a 1. No,
It's
this is
a
a
2.
2. Yeah. It might see some play. But it's doesn't seem strong enough to make the cut of Control Priest. But it's a shadow spell, so got to respect it. Maybe it goes into some kind of shadow deck because they're really looking for spells right now.
Yeah. Any kind of non-control Shadow Priest is gonna probably have to run Call of the Grave just by sheer lack of options. So I gave it a 2 just for that. Nothing really more. I don't think it's a really playable card. Great to generate off of Wandmaker and stuff like that. Not really to play.
All right. Now we have Seek Guidance, which is the priest quest line. You play a 2, 3, and 4 cost card, discover a card from your deck. Eventually, you get Zyrella, which is a 5 mana taunt battlecry. Shuffle the Purified Shard into your deck, and the Purified Shard is a 10 mana spell that destroys the enemy hero. So you just win the game when you play it. This is a 1. Yeah, I guess it's just not much to say here. It's hard to complete.
Yep.
Kind of awkward too. To get it to work.
There's some
Doesn't
potential
seem.
here. Oh yeah, there's some
Yeah.
potential here, and if we ever see a control, like a heavy control meta, we might see this card. Yeah, we're not expecting a heavy control meta, so unlikely to see play. 1 star.
Yep. All right, now we have Shard of the Naru. It's a 1 mana holy spell, tradable, silence all enemy minions. It's a lot of silence, but silence doesn't really seem to do anything that Control Priest or wants to do. Yeah, this is a 1 star
Yeah,
card.
ultimately it's just a tech card, really, and tech cards will generally get lower ratings from us. We just don't believe tech cards are optimal. So yeah,
Mhm.
1 star for this one. I think this is a tech card that doesn't even make it into 2 star category. I think this is just not an effect that Priest wants.
Yeah. Untouched Attendant is a 1 mana 1/3. Both heroes take 1 extra damage from all sources. This is a 1 star card. It's the aggressive Shadow Priest that we don't think has enough support at the moment.
Yeah, we tried building this. Actually, we didn't try building this because we actually just knew it didn't have enough support. So yeah, 1 star.
Shadowcloth Needle is the 2 mana priest weapon, priest tool. I think that's what they're calling these things.
Profession tools.
After you cast a shadow spell, deal 1 damage to all enemies, and it loses 1 durability. So it's pretty good damage. It's about 3 damage to everything. It's a global. It's like an AOE effect. It goes face. Pretty strong, but again, Shadow Priest. Control Shadow Priest, not strong enough. This is a 2 star card.
It's a 2 mana 0/3. I think you just missed the stats, but
That's
yeah,
2/3? Okay.
2 mana 0/3. Yeah, it's a good weapon. It's a good effect. It's just we don't really have enough shadow spells to consistency wise just to run this.
Now we have 2 mana 2/3 Twilight Deceptor battle cry. If any hero took damage this turn, draw a shadow spell. This is a 2. This goes into the control Shadow Priest. Something you want to consider since it's card draw. But yeah. Again, Shadow Priest.
Yeah, just something. It's just something that might see more play. It's more likely to see play than the aggressive version, just because it could go into potentially a shadow version of Control Priest. That's really just why we gave this a 2.
Siphoned is a 3 mana 3/4. After you cast a shadow spell, deal 2 damage to each hero. This is a 1. This is the aggressive Shadow Priest
Yeah.
card. Yeah.
Yeah, so the aggressive ones we just kind of grouped together and gave 1 star, so 1
Mhm.
stars for this.
Void Shard is a 4 mana shadow spell. It has lifesteal and it deals 4 damage. Pretty strong card, but again, Shadow Priest. I don't know if this makes the cut in the Control Priest. I think we thought about it initially, but it was borderline making a cut. I think this is a 2.
Yeah, it's borderline making a cut for a deck that we don't even think is likely to be the Control Priest of the expansion. So I gave it a 2 in case there is a Shadow Control Priest that comes up, but I don't think it's going to see play.
Now we have Dark Bishop Benedictus, which is a 5 mana 5/6 start of game. If the spells in your deck are all shadow, you enter Shadow Form, and Shadow Form is a hero power where you deal 2 damage, but it's a clear 2 damage, so you can go face, you can target minions. You can target your own face, you can target your own minions if you ever needed to.
If you wanted to, yeah.
Um, yeah, maybe sometimes you do. This is the whole reason why Shadow Priest exists. The whole reason that Blizzard is pushing this archetype. But we're a couple cards short from this making a cut. This is a 2. It's very interesting. I think people are going to try it, but it's not going to be competitive.
Yeah, this card's insane. It's the only reason why a Shadow Control Priest would ever exist. I was tempted to actually give it 3 stars just honorarily, but yeah, this is not going to see play. I gotta be honest, it's probably just going to be a 2-star card.
Right. We have Elic Mount, which is a spell. You give a minion +4/+7 and taunt. When it dies, you summon an Elic. And an Elic is a 4/7 minion with taunt. I believe it is a beast. Yes, it is. It is a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this has some could have some applications in Miracle Priest, but I think you're better off not hard running this. You'll probably discover Elix Mount. You'll play it, be pretty happy. You might win a game off the spot. This is a 2. And even if you do play it in Rally Priest, Rally Priest isn't that good regardless. This won't make it that much better.
Yeah, so this 7-mana spell probably isn't even relevant in Quest Priest. You probably have Soul Mirror that you want to pick up anyway. So yeah, there's not a lot of meme purposes for it. There's not really that many reasons to hard run it. It's really really good card to generate. If you land this, it really does kind of end the game against a lot of aggressive decks because they do have to get through 14 points of taunt. But yeah, I personally first had it at 3. Just because I thought Miracle Priest would really enjoy this card. Taco talked me down to a 2. Yeah, I'm going to call this a 2-star card. Right, we're on to Rogue. This is the Rogue questline. 1 mana. Find the Imposter. Questline, play 2 SI7 cards, and reward, add a Spy Gizmo to your hand. The Spy Gizmos are generally... actually, they're all 1 mana cards that are way above their curve. Way above the cost of 1 mana, their effects. They're all pretty sweet. They're all pretty good. And the reward ultimately is a 5-mana 7/7 Spymaster Scabs. Battlecry, add 1 of each Spy Gizmo to your hand. So I think the Spy Gizmos are actually good enough, and the SIs aren't bad enough to actually make this tier 4. I do think this is a tier 3 deck. So by that, I'm going to say Find the Imposter is a 3-star card.
Yeah, it's a 3-star card. It's fine. Like, it's gonna be maybe around like a 50% win rate. The rewards are really good. Like all those gizmos they're like some of them are stronger than lackeys for 1 mana for like what you're getting. You're getting a 1 mana 3/2 weapon. Like that's one of them. You're getting a 1 mana sap. It's pretty good. It's just that it's just like the SI7s aren't really strong enough, and that's the downside is that you're playing bad cards to get good cards.
So this is one of the SI7 cards that they introduced. 1 mana tradable spell. SI7 Extortion. It's tradable and deals 3 damage to an undamaged character. So overall, this is actually worse than a backstab in my opinion. But it is an SI7 card, so you can kind of read it as half of a gizmo. It gives you progression in your quest. So this is all right. It's roughly backstab, I guess. And so I give this 3 stars.
Yeah, this is it's more like Seal Fate, except that it generates half a card because the first step of the quest is that you play 2 SI7s, so it kind of generates a card by its definition of what the quest does. Although that's more of the quest generating card, I guess. This is fine. It's a solid removal. You kind of have to play it because it's an SI7 card, and it goes into this tier 3 deck that we have. So 3 stars, yeah.
Okay, Garrote. 2 mana rogue spell. Deal 2 damage to the enemy hero. Shuffle 3 bleeds into your deck that draw 2 more when drawn. So this goes directly into Poison Rogue. It also does go into some kind of Burn Miracle Rogue with Gadgetzan Auctioneers. I don't believe in the Gadgetzan Auctioneer Miracle Rogue. That's trying to combo you out with Garrotes. Don't think that's a good deck. And I don't think Poison Rogue is a good deck either. Overall, though, I personally will give it a 3 stars just because I respect the card and what it can do for those archetypes. It actually is an amazing card for those 2 archetypes specifically.
Yeah, I have to go very opposite here. I think this is a 1-star card. Poison Rogue is a tier 4 deck, according to HS Replay. It's not very strong, and I don't think this will bring it up much, if at all. And I also agree that the Miracle Rogue with Garrots also doesn't seem like a viable deck.
Mhm. And this definitely doesn't go. I don't think this goes into the current Miracle Rogue, which is more tempo based with field contact.
Yes.
Okay, Maestra of the Masquerade, 2 mana 3/2 Rogue Legendary. If you put this in the deck, you start the game as a different class until you play a Rogue card. So you get their hero power, you get to look like the class, you can mess up people's mulligans. Overall, I think those are all irrelevant. Most decks will mulligan for their own game plan. Almost irrelevant, almost doesn't matter at all which opponents they're playing against. Maybe they mulligan one card differently in some cases, but yeah, overall, because of that, I believe this is a 1-star card.
Yeah, this is a 1-star card. This is actually banned in competitive play, but not because that it's broken. It's because that it causes confusion. So if Maestra becomes a class that your opponent didn't bring to the tournament, or if it becomes something that you banned, you have to call an admin over to verify that your opponent isn't cheating. So it just causes so much confusion. And then by that time, you kind of can guess that they're playing Rogue anyways, because like what else could it be, right? Either cheating or
Yeah.
you're playing Rogue. Yeah, this is not a good card.
Lone Shark, 3 mana, 3/4 Beast. Battlecry, give your opponent a coin. Death Rattle, you get 2. So this is the whole basis around the Burn Rogue. You just get a bunch of coins, play your Gadgets in action here, draw a bunch of cards. Yeah, I think this is not good. Not a good deck, so I actually have to give this a 1. No, I give it a 2 stars just because it's going to be tried.
Yeah, these combo decks tend to be very interesting on release, but they rarely end up being very good. I think this is like, yeah, it's fine as a 2.
Okay. The SI7 Operative, a 3 mana 2/4. Rush. After this attacks a minion, gain stealth.
Oh.
So I've got this at 3 stars just because it's going to go into the SI7 deck. That's really it. It's really bad minion actually, but just because of the SI7 tag, 3 stars.
Yeah, the effect is fine. Like you gain stealth, so your opponent can't trade back into you, and you can brush and value trade something, but it's only ran because it's an SI7, so 3 stars.
Okay, sketchy information. Draw. This is a 3 mana rogue spell. Draw a Death Rattle card that costs 4 or less and trigger its Death Rattle. This lands only specifically on Lone Shark, and the next best Death Rattles are Lillian and Ticketmaster. Really, I don't think it's going to be run with either Ticketmaster or Lillian. It's really just only going to be run with Lone Shark in that Burn Miracle Rogue to generate those coins. So overall, 2 stars.
Yeah, 2 stars.
Okay, Counterfeit Blade, 4 mana 4/2 weapon for Rogue. Battlecry, gain a random death rattle that triggered this game. So what is interesting to note is that sketchy information does say to trigger the death rattle, so you don't ever actually have to play Lone Shark in order to get Counterfeit Blade to proc and get its effect. So yeah, this is the other way to generate coins in that deck. Smack the opponent twice with Counterfeit Blade, kind of get them low, soften them up for the Garrots to deal the damage. Still though, it's in that deck and in no others, so I still have to give this a 2 stars.
Yeah, this is 2 stars. Although being a weapon, 4 mana 4/2 is what you expect a 4 mana weapon to be. Marrow Slicer, Waggle Pick. So the stats of what it is fine. It's just don't think this effect is relevant. And 4 mana 4/2 by itself isn't really strong enough in Rogue when you have much better weapons. And those weapons don't even make a good deck. Talking about Poison Rogue.
Yep.
So yeah, 2 stars.
SI7 Informant. This is a 4 mana 3/3. Battlecry, gain +1/+1 for each SI7 card you've played this game. This is the worst SI7 card, I believe. It is just a stat pile. It's also a 4 mana card, so that means you cannot play Kazakus. I think Kazakus has to be better than this 4 mana card, so just going by all of that, this actually gets a 2-star rating for not making the SI7 deck in its optimal form.
Yeah, I can see 2 stars. I think people will try it because it is SI7. So by that alone, we have to give it some stars. Can't be 1. Yeah, not a good card.
The SI7 Assassin, a 7 mana 4/4, costs 1 less for each SI7 card you've played this game. Combo, destroy an enemy minion. This is the best SI7 card. This is very rapidly going to decrease because your deck should be full of SI7s to play. And because of that, it's just a better Vile Spine Slayer most of the time. And also because it's SI7, it'll make that deck, it'll be 3 stars.
Yeah, and 7 mana Vile Spine Slayer is a 5 mana card. So if you play 2 SI7s, it's already like better than the Vile Spine, since I think it has 1 more attack. Yeah, it's a 2-star card. Right. Moving on to Shaman, we have Command the Elements. It is a quest line. Play 3 cards with Overload. The reward is unlock your overloaded mana crystals, and eventually you get Brukan, who is a 5 mana 7/7 with the battle cry that for the rest of the game your spells cast twice. That's a pretty strong effect, pretty fun, but I don't think we could build a deck that looked good with this guy, so it's a 2-star card.
Yeah, most of the time we ended up having to go back to Doomhammer and casting like Rockbiter twice. So ultimately, I just think you should just run Doomhammer, 2 stars.
All right, investment opportunity. A 1 mana spell, draw an overload card. Say 1. Pretty weird because it's not a nature spell, so Primordial Dungeoneer doesn't tutor it, and when it does tutor it, you kind of wasted an opportunity there. Although it does tutor for Lightning Bloom.
Very
So if you
sneaky
ever
pun.
need to do something there, yeah, you
I
can
heard that
play 4
sneaky pun.
Lightning Blooms.
I
But
heard that sneaky pun,
don't say
Taco.
no to it. Yeah, sneaky fun.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, 1 star. This is not. This is a card draw card for that bricks your other better card draw engine. This should never see play. Not with Primal Dungeoneer in the same rotation.
Overdraft, a 1 mana spell that's tradable. Unlock your overloaded mana crystals and deal that much damage. Potentially, this could do pretty good amount of damage for 1 mana. Also, unlocking your overload is good. So we have it as 2 stars. It's pretty powerful, but not sure where it goes. Because again, it falls into that shaman problem where this is not a nature spell.
Yeah.
So it has to be really good.
Yeah, if you're
To
not running,
make it
if this is not a nature spell, if the spell is not a nature spell for Shaman, it's got to be nuts. It's got to be insane to see play. I actually only give it a 2 stars for potential. I think it has a 1 star actuality in terms of play rate.
All right, we have Auction House Gavel, a 2 mana 2/2 weapon, where after your hero attacks, reduce the cost of a battlecry minion in your hand by 1. Mana Cheat is good, but we just think that there's better shaman weapons. Both hammers, Whack-A-Mole Hammer and Doom Hammer, are just better. So for that, I think we gave this a 2 for its mana cheating potential, but I don't think it's strong enough.
Yeah, I think Whack-A-Mole is the better weapon. I think Doomhammer is probably a better weapon as well. I'm prepared to be wrong on this. There's actually strong potential for this to be in Elemental Shaman. Actually, the biggest problem I have with it is that it's not 3 mana, so it doesn't curve perfectly from Cage Match Custodian. Otherwise, I think it's actually a very, very strong weapon. Being able to mana cheat is something you should never ever downplay.
Mhm. Now we have Bolner, the 2 mana shaman legendary. It is a 2 mana 1/4. After you play a battlecry minion, repeat the first battlecry played this turn. This is a pretty strong card. It has a lot of potential in Elemental Shaman where you can double your battle cries. Although you can do it once, but even if you do it once, like it's pretty good. A lot of the shaman battle cries, they like draw you a card, they do burn damage, or that's actually all you need is shaman. Very strong
Yeah.
card. 5 stars.
Yeah, 5 stars. Even if Shaman doesn't end up tier 1, it should go into every single Shaman along with Primal Dungeoneer just to draw you a bunch of cards. It's a really good draw engine for Shaman. It should be like that for the rest of its standard lifetime because it was printed in the same calendar year as Primal Dungeoneer. So that's a great blessing for this card, and this card is really, really good too. Yeah, 5 stars.
We have Charged Call. I had no idea what this card did before today. It is a 3 mana nature spell where you discover a 1-cost minion and summon it. It upgrades for each overload card you play this game, and I think that means that you discover a higher cost card for each overloaded card that you play this game. This is I don't yeah, this is just not a good card. It's 1 star.
Yeah, this better start discovering me some like 5 or 6 cost minions before I can even consider it. So this is gonna be a pretty late point in the game. We're currently have overloaded a bunch. Uh, yeah, 1 star.
Canal Slogger, a 4 mana 6/4 elemental, rush, lifesteal, overload 1. This is a lot of healing. A lot of people are saying this is Diliax plus. And yeah, they're right. This is just a lot of healing. It's removal. It does basically anything any deck wants. This is a 5-star card.
Yeah, this is a 5 star card. This is a similar idea to Bolner. Um, excellent card, really, really strong. Excellent synergies with almost everything Shaman wants to do. Overload, Elemental. The Elemental tag is really, really important actually because it, again, printed in the same standard calendar year as Primal Dungeoneer. So Primal Dungeoneer and Canal Slogger always can synergize at any moment. Excellent card, 5 stars.
Mhm. We have Granite Forgeborn. is a 4-mana 4/5 elemental. Battlecry, reduce the cost of elementals in your hand and deck by 1. It's pretty solid. I think we have this as a 4-star card. It's okay stats for cost, like it's what you expect a 4-mana card to be, and the effect is very good.
Yeah. Just gonna slot into Elemental Shaman straight up. And we think Elemental Shaman is gonna be tier 2 ultimately, so yeah, 4 stars.
Now we have Spirit Alpha is a 4-mana 2/5 minion. After you play a card with Overload, summon a 2/3 Spirit Wolf with Taunt. This is just really awkward support for Overload Shaman, which just probably just isn't good. It's a 1-star card.
Yeah, it's initially very expensive, and then you have to keep playing a bunch of Overload cards to go with it. I'm not sure if this card is even that great. VS seems to say that it has potential. I'm not sure. I'm not sold on it. Regardless, 1 star. Yeah.
Tiny Toys. Wow, this is a good one. It's a 6-mana spell. Summon 4 random 5-cost minions, make them 2/2. So I know there's a lot of comparisons to this to Jandis, but it's more like, well, first of all, they're 2/2s, and you never really whiff, because if you get an understated minion that's 5 costs, it's a 2/2. So the worst case is that you get everything that's 2/2. And if you look at the card pool, you're very unlikely to whiff that hard. You'll probably get like 1 taunt, 1 rush, 1 okay effect, 1 okay death rattle or something. I don't know the card pool on the top of my head, but I looked at it and like you're gonna get some pretty good stuff off of this card. This might be strong enough. This is a card that's not a nature spell and might actually be strong enough to still be played despite the fact that it's on nature spell. I think we had this in Evolve Shaman as a card, but it might even be strong enough as a tempo tool by itself, where you just play this card and it does ridiculous things on the board. I'm going to give this a 4 stars.
Yeah, I'm not as high as Taco on this. I gave it 3 stars. It's just going to be an Evolve Shaman to me, and I have Evolve Shaman as tier 3. I think it's solo carried by the fact Tiny Toys exists, and another card that we will review later is also going to get this 3-star rating that Tiny Toys got, sheerly based on the fact that Tiny Toys exists, and not because of its own strength, but we'll get to that later. Alright, Warlock questline, the Demon Seed, take 6 damage on your turns, and reward lifesteal 3 damage to the enemy hero. And ultimately, you get this reward: Blightborn Tamsin, 5 mana 7/7, Battlecry for the rest of the game. Damage you take on your turn damages your opponent instead. So the OTK that where you just take a bunch of fatigue damage after you play Blightborn Tamsin. I don't actually believe in it. I heard it did well in the streams. I still don't believe in it. I think it's still gonna flop. So I'm gonna ultimately give it a 2-star rating, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to give this a little bit higher, 3-star rating, which means that it is a tier 3 deck. I have this power level. Like, I'm not that high on it, but I think it's about the same power level as where OTKDH is. Like, reasonable power level, but not really dominating.
Okay, Touch of the Nathrazim. This is a 1-mana Warlock Shadow spell. Deal 2 damage to a minion. If it dies, restore 4 health to your hero. I believe this does make it into Handlock. I think Handlock is actually tier 1. And so this card that Taco and I actually trashed in an earlier review actually gets 5 stars.
5 stars. I'll go a little bit lower, 4 stars. Although I could go 5. I think this goes in every single Warlock deck. This Restore 4 is... I don't think we trashed it because it was bad. It was just boring, or at least that's why I trashed it. It's pretty strong.
It was boring. We gave it just an okay, so it was like a medium-ish rating, but it is going to be the 5-star card. Bloodbound Imp, 2 mana 2/5 demon. Whenever this attacks, deal 2 damage to your hero. I don't believe in the Demon Zulak. This is a very strong card for that Demon Zulak. And I believe it probably only ends up going together with Demon Seed only sometimes. I have Demon Seed as tier 4, or like, basically not like a bad deck. So a card that sometimes see play in a bad deck, I'll give it the same rating, 2 stars.
Yep. Well, I have Demon Seed as 3 stars, but I'll go 2 stars here because you sometimes might not even play this. I'm not sure if this makes the final cut in Quest Warlock.
Okay. Dreaded Mount. This is a 3-mana Warlock spell. Give a minion +1/+1, and when it dies, summon an endless Dreadsteed. So Dreadsteed is just a 1/1 demon that keeps coming back to the board. There's some demon synergy here for the demon Warlock, but that doesn't exist, and so I got to give this a 2-star.
Yeah, 2 stars.
Ruined Mithril Rod. This is a 3-mana 0/2 weapon. After you draw 4 cards, reduce the cost of cards in your hand by 1 and lose 1 durability. So this is, I guess, the only place I could find a spot for this card was this demon, was the quest line, and I think that's not a deck, so 2 stars. I don't think this belongs in handlock.
Yeah, this goes into quest. Lives and dies with the quest. I'm gonna give it 3 stars for that reason.
Okay. Yeah, this is a really strong card. I don't want to get this twisted. This is mana cheat, and mana cheat's always good, but always ends up being good somehow. Just don't think we have room for it in handlock. Handlock has a lot of good cards. Speaking of handlock and good cards, 4 mana shadow spell, Dark Alley Pact, summon a fiend with stats equal to your hand size. This is the biggest reason we play handlock. Yeah, this is huge. 5 stars.
I'm gonna give this 4. Not as high as Dara on handlock, but it's solid.
Demonic Assault. This is a 4 mana spell for Warlock. Fell. Deal 3 damage and summon 1/3 Voidwalkers with taunt. This is 5 stars. It belongs in handlock. It should go into most other Warlocks as well. So I think Taco should give this a 5 star just because of that, but I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll listen from.
Yeah,
We'll
I'll
listen.
do this 5 star. Even though we have our definition as multiple tier 2 decks, and Quest Warlock isn't a tier 2 deck, but in the future, Dara's right. This should go in every single Warlock deck.
This is just a good card. It's just solid. Don't underestimate this card. Either that or we're deadly wrong, but I think this card's insane. Not insane, but it's just a solid card. Should go into most. 5 mana 4/4 Shady Bartender, tradable. And Battlecry, give your demons +2/+2. This card is sweet. It's really, really good. It's if there's a demon warlock that happens in this expansion, it's gonna be solely because Shady Bartender is so strong. Ultimately, though, I still have to give it 2 stars just because it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing in the set implies that Zulak will all of a sudden be good. 2 stars.
Okay. Netheron, 6 mana, 8/6 demon. This is legendary for Warlock, and it costs 1 if your hand is full. Yeah, this is just handlock, 5 stars.
Yeah, handlock, but 4 stars.
Yeah, Taco and I are gonna have to disagree with these handlock things. So entitled customer, 6 mana 3/2 Battlecry, deal damage equal to your hand size to all other minions. This is just a solid Warlock card. Obviously, it should go straight into handlock, but should go into many other Warlocks as well. So 5 stars.
Yep, 5 stars. Yep, started.
Mhm.
All right, moving on to Warrior, we have Provoke, a 0 mana tradable spell. Choose a friendly minion, enemy minions attack it. I think it's a cool utility card. I'm not sure where it goes, so I'm gonna have to give it a 2. It seems pretty powerful. It basically says give a friendly minion rush. Kinda, but not really.
I'm going to go a lot higher on this. I'm going to go with 4 stars. I cannot build a control. I'm not really good at building the control decks. But this is literally Hysteria, but you get to pick your own minion, and it's 0 mana instead of 3 or 4 mana, whatever Hysteria version you want to quote. It has to be good, I think. I cannot build the deck. So I will admit, I could not fit it into the deck, but I feel like I'm wrong. And so I feel like it should be in Control Warrior, which I believe is a tier 2 deck, therefore 4 stars.
Right. We have Raid the Docks, is a 1 mana quest line for Warrior. You play 3 pirates to draw a weapon. Eventually you get Captain Rakara, who is a 5 mana 7/7 summon the Juggernaut. And the Juggernaut, for all intents and purposes, is a portal that stays on your board. So it uses up a minion slot. And the start of your turn, it summons a pirate, equips a random warrior weapon, and then fires 2 cannons that deal 2 damage. So that's a lot of things that the Juggernaut does. This is very powerful. It's limited by really just pirates. The pirates that you're playing aren't really that powerful, but you still get this amazing reward. So for that reason, we think it's a tier 2 deck, and so 4 stars.
Yeah, the tier 2 deck that we think it is in is specifically Control Warrior. I don't think that a dedicated quest deck or an aggressive warrior deck running this quest is actually going to be good. I really tried. I really wanted to believe the devs when they said the aggressive quest warrior was going to be good, but we just couldn't build something that I enjoyed. And so ultimately, I can only see this in a control deck. And the Juggernaut is an excellent control win condition, therefore 2 stars.
We have Shiver Their Timbers. This is a 1 mana spell. Deal 2 damage to a minion. If you control a pirate, deal 5 damage instead. You're gonna see like this happening a lot. A lot of these pirate cards, or actually all these pirate cards, are gonna be 4 stars, and this is a pirate card, so 4 stars.
Yeah, I believe it'll be run in some kind of control warrior. It is kind of a side grade to Shield Slam, but it's a side grade to Shield Slam that's pretty decent. So
Mhm.
and Coerce.
Harbor Scamp. This is a 2-mana 2/2 pirate. Battlecry, draw a pirate. Card draw. It's a pirate. It's pretty good. 4 stars.
I'll give it the honorary 5-star rating just because this card is very, very strong. A playable 2-drop that is just tutoring for mid game most of the time for you to play your mid game. A 2-drop that activates your mid game is sweet. I think also I give it 5 stars because I'm fond of Pirate Warrior and Wild, and this does definitely go into that Pirate Warrior and Wild. So yeah, just a personal bias here. Generally 4 stars, but 5 stars for me.
Right. Next up, we have Cargo Guard, a 3-mana 2/4 pirate. At the end of your turn, gain 3 armor. It's a pirate. It's reasonable, statted, and the effect is pretty good. Not bad. 4 stars.
Yeah, 4 stars. This is the pirate that really convinces you that you should be trying to play the control archetype instead of the aggro archetype. Gaining armor is not something that aggro wants, but gaining something armor is something that a control deck wants. So, Cargo Guard, 4 stars.
Now we have Heavy Plate, is a 3-mana warrior spell. It's tradable, and you gain 8 armor when you play it. This is a 1-star card.
Yeah, 1 stars. If you're going to gain armor, gain it off of Cargo Guard. Don't gain it off of Heavy Plate.
Now we have Stormwind Freebooter, is a 3-mana 3/3 pirate. Battlecry, give your hero +2 attack this turn. I think this is one of the weaker pirates in the set, but you kind of have to play it. It's understated, and the +2 attack is pretty meaningful. It might kill something. Might.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't, because like at that point, most things have 3 health. The 2 breakpoint is a little bit weak, but you're probably still going to play it since it's a pirate. There's very few options that are better than this, so 4 stars.
Yeah, 4 stars. This is the one that I think Taco and I are most ready to be wrong on. This might be a pirate that you cut, just not good enough. So it might suddenly become 2 stars out of nowhere, but we're willing to take the gamble here and say it's a 4-star card.
All right, now we have a 4-mana 3/6 mech, remote controlled golem. This is not a pirate. After this takes damage, shuffle 2 golem parts into your deck. When drawn, you summon a 2/1 mech. This is weird. I don't know why they printed this in this deck. In this set, it's a very interesting card, but 1 star doesn't really fit in the game.
Yeah, actually bricks your Watley synergies. It's not the card you want to run with Provoke. Not really a card that we can fit anywhere currently. So yeah, 1 star.
Now next up we have Cowardly Grunt, a 6-mana 6/2. Death Rattle, summon a minion from your deck. This is like the recruit mechanic. It's pretty good. There's a big warrior thing that they're floating the set. It's probably not strong enough to be a high tier deck, but we have it as a 2-star. So what is like a tier 3 deck?
No, it's tier 4. That would be tier 4.
Tier 4? Okay.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
stars.
I
don't
think
really,
that's right.
Yeah, I don't think this is
Not
the
gonna be-
control warrior flavor that we're looking for. We're looking for the pirate and the quest instead of big warrior. So yeah, 2 stars.
Now we have Lothar, which is a 7-mana 7/7 legendary. At the end of your turn, attack a random enemy minion. If it dies, gain +3/+3. Pretty cool card if you cheat it out. It scales, so it gets bigger when it kills things, and it's pretty easy for this to kill things, especially if you cheat it out early. But again, big warrior, probably not strong enough. 2 stars.
Yeah, 2 stars. This is actually likely to be 1 stars because it's one of the weaker big warrior cards. Really about it. Yeah, okay. Right, on to the neutrals. We have a 1/1 here. 1 mana 1/1 here. Elwyn Boar, Death Rattle. If you have 7 Elwyn Boars die this game, equip a 15/3 Sword of Thousand Truths. Sword of Thousand Truths is a 15/3 weapon. After your hero attacks, destroy your opponent's mana crystals. That's all of your opponent's mana crystals. This is a meme card. This is definitely not going to be very competitive, but people are going to try it out enough to be 2 stars. So 2 stars.
Yeah, 2 stars.
Peasant, 1 mana 2/1. At the start of your turn, draw a card. This is a bad card, 1 star.
Bad card, 1 star.
Stockades Guard, 1 mana 1/3. Battlecry, give a friendly minion taunt. This is a card that might see play in Handlock to make those 8/8s and 9/9s or whatever like have taunt. Not sure, we couldn't really fit this into the deck list. Deck list was quite packed. So ultimately 2 stars. We're ready to be wrong though.
Yeah, 1 mana 1/3, pretty solid. Good effect. So 2 stars.
Auctioneer Jackson, 2 mana, 2/3 legendary. Whenever you trade, discover a card from your deck to draw instead. You're not going to be running enough tradable cards in order to make Jackson good. There's a lot of reasons why she's bad. Vanilla 2/3 most of the time. 1 star.
1 star.
2 mana, 1/2 Deep Run Engineer, Battle Cry. Discover a mech. It costs 1 less. This is a kind of irrelevant card for our current set. We don't really have any mech synergies. This is clearly set up for the next set where we will have mech synergies. Kind of obvious from the core set. But for now, 1 star.
Yeah, 1 star.
Encumbered Pack Mule. This is a 2 mana, 2/3 Taunt Beast. When you draw this, add a copy of it to your hand. So this is going to be a hot take from us, but we tried fitting this into many decks, and it always got cut. It wasn't really good enough in a lot of decks. The only deck that we were able to keep it in was the hand buff Paladin, and so just because of that, it's going to be 2 stars. We really couldn't fit it in Handlock or any Face Hunter or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Florist, 2 mana, 2/3. At the end of your turn, reduce the cost of a nature spell in your hand by 1. This is irrelevant. Only Druid and Shaman would really consider this, and they don't care about it, so 1 star.
1 star.
I believe this used to be a 2/2. I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect this stat to be 3. Anyway.
Yeah.
Mailbox Dancer, 2 mana, 3/2. Battle Cry, add a coin to your hand, and Death Rattle, give your opponent 1. This is not that great. It's just not that relevant.
Yeah,
so yeah,
this
1
is
star.
not a good card. 1 star.
Actually, I had it at 2 star. Maybe it's cool, but it doesn't matter. 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. 2 mana, 1/3 Pandaren Reporter. Battle Cry, discover a spell that didn't start in your deck. This should see play in Priest. It's just another generation card, another minion they can play in the early game. Very valuable for Priest. Priest, I believe, is going to be tier 2. Yeah, so 4 stars.
Yeah, I can see this as a 4-star card. Might see play in other classes as well. Wouldn't be surprised. 4 stars.
2 mana, 2/2 SI7 Skulker. So this is an SI7 card for Rogue. Stealth, Battle Cry, the next card you draw costs 1 less. This is a good enough SI7, I believe, to run in Rogue. So this gets 3 stars.
Yeah, you might be forced that you have to play this as an SI7 because the number of SI7s are limited. So 3 stars.
I think I'm willing to be ready to. I'm ready to be wrong on this just because it's one of the weaker ones. 2 mana, 5/4 Stockade's Prisoner. It starts dormant, but after you play 3 cards, this awakens. Yeah, this is just a bad imprisoned Felmaw. We're gonna give this a 1 star.
Yeah, this is pack filler. 1 star.
Pack filler for sure. 3 mana, 2/3 Enthusiastic Banker. At the end of your turn, store a card from your deck. Death Rattle, add the stored cards to your hand. So this could be a really fat draw engine if you get this to live on the field for multiple turns. It's understated, probably not going to draw you that many cards. Probably ultimately going to end up drawing you 1 card. 3 mana, 2/3, draw a card. 1 star.
Yeah, 1 star. Has some potential, but probably doesn't make the cut in any deck.
Entrap Sorceress, 3 mana, 3/4. Battle Cry, if you control a quest, discover a spell. Most of the quest lines that have this are relevant for this are bad quest lines. So ultimately I'm going to give it a 2-star rating just because it just supports every quest line, and some quest lines do actually care about refueling, and this is a refueling option. So yeah, there we go, 2 stars.
Yeah, I agree, 2 stars.
Flightmaster Dungar, this is a card that we already have. I'm not even going to read it. This is not a good card. 1 star.
Yep, 1 star.
Impatient Shopkeep, 3 mana, 3/3, tradable, and has Rush. This is not a good card. 1 star. Pack filler.
1 star. Pack filler.
Nobleman, 3 mana, 2/3, Battle Cry. Create a golden copy of a random card in your hand. Very hard to control this effect. Just kind of a value card for a value deck that we don't have currently in Standard. 1 star.
Yep, 1 star.
Northshire Farmer, 3 mana, 3/3, Battle Cry. Choose a friendly beast. Shuffle 3/3 copies into your deck. This is clearly just Elwyn Boar support. Kind of hard to see support for this. This supporting any other deck or card because you shuffle like exact mana copies of those. So if you shuffle a King Crush into your deck, it's a 9 mana 3/3. So yeah, 2 stars for supporting Elwyn Boar. Not really for supporting anything else.
Yeah, I agree. This is
Just bad
2
everywhere else.
Okay, bad.
Package Runner, this is a 3 mana 5/6 that can only attack if you have at least 8 cards in your hand. This is handlock support. That's not actually going to make it into handlock. This card is just bad. Actually, 2 stars I'll give it, I guess, just because some people might try and handlock, but really just a 1-star card. This is such pack filler.
Yeah, I can see some people maybe trying to sandlock, but ultimately not good. I'll go 1 star, but I don't think it really. Yeah, it's not a good card.
3 mana, 3/4, Rustrot Viper. This is a beast and it has tradable. Battlecry, destroy your opponent's weapon. This is a better acidic swamp ooze. It's going to definitely be tried out to enough of a percentage where it's going to get 2 stars, but it's a tech card, so it should really get 1.
Yep, 1 star.
Traveling Merchant, 3 mana, 2/3, tradable. Battlecry, gain +1/+1 for each other friendly minion you control. So it's a 3 mana version of Frostwolf Warlord. Really not that exciting for standard. 1 star.
1 star.
3 mana, Two-Faced Investor, a 3 mana 2/4. At the end of your turn, reduce the cost of a card in your hand by 1. There's a 50% chance that it actually increases the cost of a card in your hand by 1 instead. And because of that, 1 star. This is like almost negative stars. It's a really bad card.
Yeah, this is a horrible card.
Cheesemonger, 4 mana, 3/6. Whenever your opponent casts a spell, add a random spell with the same cost to your hand. So you get random spells, and your opponent needs to play spells to activate this. Lot of conditions for it to be good, and it's a random effect as well. I'll give this 1 star.
Yeah, 1 star.
It might actually get 2 stars just because Trump revealed this and he hyped it up quite a bit. So maybe it gets 2 stars just for play rate reasons, but this is a horrible card. I don't think Trump should have hyped this up. 4 mana, 3/4, tradable, Guild Trader. Spell damage +2. I actually have this as a relevant card. It should have a spot within OTK Demon Hunter as a cheap spell damage card that you can shuffle back into your deck. It keeps the enchantment of Skull of Gul'dan. So if you reduce this card with Skull of Gul'dan, you can shuffle it back and have it be a 1 mana spell damage card that you eventually draw into as well. Yeah, so ultimately, I actually think this is a 3-star card just for OTK Demon Hunter. Nothing else.
I'm gonna still say 1 star. I don't know if it makes the cut because at the base value of what it is, 4 mana, 3/4, kind of expensive unless you have to trade it.
Royal Librarian, 4 mana, 3/4, tradable. Battlecry, silence a minion. This is Spellbreaker with tradable. It's decent, but shouldn't be played in the meta. It's a tech card, and really, I don't think this effect is even needed in the meta. So this is a 1 star actually.
Yeah, this is a 1 star. I think Spellbreaker has changed a lot. Like how good Spellbreaker has changed a lot in modern Hearthstone.
Spice Bread Baker. This is a 4 mana 3/2. Battlecry, restore health to your hero equal to your hand size. I wasn't really sold on this at first, of course. Taco and I definitely trashed this in our card review of this card specifically. But of course, as we get more cards added, we got Handlock, and Handlock is super pushed. And this is an excellent card in Handlock. We did say that, I think, so we did cover our bases. So ultimately, this is a 5-star card for making it to Handlock for me.
4 star for me because Handlock.
Stubborn Suspect. This is a 4 mana 3/3 with Death Rattle. Summon a random 3-cost minion. This is a clear card for Death Rattle Demon Hunter. We tried building Death Rattle Demon Hunter and tried fitting this card in. It was a little awkward to fit into the deck, so ultimately I actually have to give it a 2-star rating, but I'm ready to be wrong.
Yeah, I'm going to go lower. I'm going to say 1 star. It doesn't make the cut.
Okay, yeah. I mean, 2-star doesn't make the cut either, but I just thought maybe it'll see play. 5 mana 5/5, Battleground Battlemaster. Adjacent minions have Wind Fury. I will give this. I couldn't find a place for this deck, for this card. I couldn't find a deck for this card, so I gave it a 2-star rating at first. But I realized and recognized the potential strength of this card, and I realized that and admit that it's an uber strong card. So I will give it an honorary bump in star rating to 3 stars because I think it's going to be somewhere. I just don't know where.
I'm gonna go higher on this. This can end the game on the spot when you play it. If it doesn't end the game, it puts a lot of pressure where your opponent's turn becomes I have to kill this 5 mana 5/5, or else their minions are gonna keep having Wind Fury. I think this is 4 stars for that reason. Like I can't figure out a deck where that plays this, but it probably exists with the card pool that we have now. You don't really need something crazy for this to work. You just need to play on curve.
Okay, Lion's Guard, 5 mana, 4/6, Battlecry. If you have 15 or less health, gain +2, +4, and taunt. This card's really sweet. It's very, very anti-aggro. A really, really strong card. I couldn't find a spot for it in Handlock, which is kind of the only control quote-unquote deck. I don't actually think Handlock is a control deck. It actually just keeps putting on threats. So really, what is a control deck that runs this? I don't think Priest does either. Kind of hard to find a spot for it. Ultimately, I had to give it 2 stars just out of respect for its strength, but not really its playability.
Yeah, I can agree that this is 2 stars. It reminds me of a card we had back in the day. I think it was a 4 mana 7/7 taunt, but that was 1 mana cheaper.
Yeah, Hooked
that
Reaver.
was pretty powerful, but this being 1 mana more, a little bit slow.
Stormwind Guard, a 5 mana 4/5 taunt, and Battlecry give adjacent minions +1/+1. This is nowhere near the strength of Wriggling Horror, I think, just because it's 3 mana more. This effect is a lot harder to land. This has the same conditions as Battleground Battlemaster, the 5 mana 5/5 we just reviewed, except it only gives minions +1/+1 instead of ending the game. It has Taunt, which is kind of relevant. You protect the things that you just buffed, but I think this card's power level is just too low. So yeah, 1 star.
Yeah, 1 star.
City Architect, this is the card I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Evolve Shaman and Tiny Toys. It's a 6 mana 4/4 with Battlecry summon 2 0/5 walls with Taunt. The cost of these walls is 2 mana, and so that's relevant because we're going to do a mass evolve with these instead. So instead of thinking of City Architect as a 6 mana 4/4 with 0/5 taunts, think of it as a 7-drop and 2 random 3-drops. And that starts to look a lot better. Starts to look a lot more like Jandis in that sense. I think this card is actually really, really bad, but sheerly because of the strength of Tiny Toys bringing Evolve Shaman into playability, I think this also belongs in Evolve Shaman, therefore 3 stars. Taco, you're muted.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Oh, yeah, I can see 3 stars for the same reason. Evolve Shaman might be a okay deck.
Cornelius Rome, 6 mana 4/5 at the start and end of each player's turn. Draw a card. This card is, I think, the strongest card of the set. This gets a 5-star rating from me. There's actually, I don't think there's any card that even comes close to it. This is a ridiculous draw engine for any card, for any deck that requires it. And it does it all in one compact card with a lot of stats for just defensively. It'll stay alive for a bit.
Yeah, I think when this card came out, we both rated it as good, but we weren't sure because its stats are kind of low for what it is. But that's a lot of card draw, and I more we looked at it, it's probably going to make an impact in the meta. It's a 5-star card, and yes, I think this is also the best card of the meta or of the set.
Yeah, it's actually a card that wild players are considering as well. So that should tell you the power level of this card. Wild players are thinking it's might be good enough to put into their wild decks, which are super mega refined already. Yeah, so anyway, Lady Prestor, 6 mana 6/7, Battlecry, transform minions into your deck into random dragons, but they keep their original stats and cost. I think this is a meme card. I'm not positive. I gave it 2 stars just for that, but I'm not sure. It could be strong.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this maybe 2 stars because this is the free legendary you get in reorg track, so it'll probably get played.
It'll get the experimentation.
But it's not good.
Morag Felfiend, 8 mana, 8/8 taunt, death rattle, gain 8 armor. It's a demon. The demon tag is relevant for N'Zoth, but mainly it's just a fat thing to cheat out. Could be cheated out by Big Warrior, I guess. I don't think it's one of the better minions to cheat out. I gave it a 2-star just for that, but really I don't expect this to see play.
Yeah, same. 2 stars.
Varian, King of Stormwind, 8 mana 7/7 legendary. Battlecry, draw a rush minion to gain rush, and then repeat for taunt and divine shield. This is a 5-star card. This is a very, very powerful card. I see this in multiple decks. You can try a Libram Paladin with this. You could try Rush Warrior can try fitting this into their deck. And those are at least those 2 are going to be tier 2 at the very minimum. And so this is a 5-star card just for that.
Yeah, this is a very powerful draw engine and a very powerful temple tool when it comes out on the board. This is a 5-star card.
And the last card is Goldshire Knoll, a 10 mana 5/4 rush, costs 1 less for each other card in your hand. This is a clear handlock card. This is very often going to come down as a 1 or 2 mana 5/4 rush, and that is a very, very good card to have come out. And it's a defensive card too, 5 stars.
4 stars because of Handlock.
Because of Handlock, yep. All right, that's all 135 cards, done as fast as we could. I don't actually know the total time on this, but hopefully it's less than 2 hours. Yeah, this should be out in about, I don't know, a few more minutes. I'll just put it all together and just upload it. But yeah,
All right.
peace, guys. Bye.
All right, talk to you there. Bye.